We're back, guys, here on the couch. Not couch, chairs.
This is like a separate couch. It was, if we were together,
Detached
it'd be a
couch.
There we go. That's what we're going through. I was counting during the break. We're supposed to get 2-minute breaks. We got a 1-minute 30-second break. There's no way I could have made it to the bathroom and back by now, Brendan.
Yeah, it's just impossible. Looks
sad.
like Hero was lucky enough to do that.
Yeah, I was going to say,
he's got a longer break.
Pro gamers get 5 minutes that they can take for a break, guys. Casters get 1.5 minutes.
Yeah, but then they have to play while we just talk about it.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, yeah, he's messing up tonight.
I mean, I could get in there and play if you want me to, but nobody wants to see that. Trust me. Everybody's like, why don't you stream your games, Rapid? I really want to watch them. Like, no, trust me.
you don't.
You don't want to see those. They're out there, but let's just keep those under wraps. Yeah, last game of the night. Actually talking about StarCraft. On SSL. It's going to be Hero versus Beyond, and we just got through with 2 mirror matches. Now we get a chance to see the same matchup that we started things. This is the SSL Ouroboros, things coming full circle.
Yeah, so I like it. Hero versus Beyond, fantastic matchup. Another PVT. I think Hero's going to take this one, though. I'd have to say he's undefeated so far.
Yeah, I would put
like
Beyond
in his position.
In like a similar category as like SOS, where you know that they have the incredible power to beat literally any player on the planet. They're just not looking overall quite as strong. And in fact, when I was checking out a lot of Beyond's most recent games, he has definitely been struggling a little bit. Specifically here in SSL, I would definitely give Hero the advantage. Hero has yet to lose a series versus anyone in SSL Challenge. So really strong performance here, specifically in this tournament.
Yeah, and pretty well summed up. I think he's...
Yes, it was, Brendan.
The favorite coming
Thank
into
you.
this one. He's looking super confident. He's already into the second stage and looking to pick up another win. We are going to be jumping into Overgrowth as our first map. The first time we've seen it tonight. I don't know if you guys heard that slap. I just tried to kill a mosquito.
No, that mosquito is not going to fly better fly. He is going to fly much worse.
Well, I said try. I didn't actually get him.
All right, well, it is Hero versus Beyond. Our first map is Overgrowth, and then going into Abyssal and Newkirk, so no Frost, no Whirlwind, no huge macro maps, and hopefully that'll actually make things a little bit more exciting here. No Steps of War, so no super close maps, but...
Unfortunately.
Oh my goodness. Steps of War, what was that other more recent? Alrena?
Yeah, Arena.
Can't say enough about those maps.
No Metalopolis, close spawns by air, where you just fly a Banshee. It takes like 3 seconds to
you could
get
actually like
your
use a
base to
siege
their
tank
base.
to hit the other base. Yikes. Yeah, so we have better maps. And in fact, if you guys have been playing StarCraft 2 Ladder recently, we're about to see some super crazy maps out there from the Team Liquid map pool, or map contest. This is going to be a wacky time for StarCraft. I cannot wait until those maps filter into pro play. It's going to be sick.
Yeah.
If you guys were watching GSL earlier, we got to see, what is it? Is it Darkwing? What? Duskwing? Duskwing? I want to say Darkwing Duck, but now that I'm thinking about it, I forgot the map name.
Now that's the only thing you can think about.
That's what you call a bad point to make on air, guys.
That's like saying don't think about elephants. Now you're thinking about elephants and not about StarCraft.
That's like telling all of our viewers that they just lost the game. That's
yeah,
probably much worse.
I remember when I was 12,
You're so cool, Brendan. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Were you in 7th grade too?
Me and my shirt.
To be fair, your shirt is much cooler
I thought it
than
was
mine.
good, but the more I'm in it, the more I just feel like it's not good.
I expect you to like try to slide over the hood of a big boat car and for us to freeze frame and slide in your name while we play something similar to like the, I don't know.
This is like what a clown would wear with his costume. You know what I mean?
You're just missing the
Like
funny-looking
the
nose.
pinstripes. Well, some people I've got a funny-looking nose.
I was going to segue into that, but my delivery was terrible.
Yeah, it's okay. I finished the job for you.
This is why you're a great co-caster.
We're a team here on the couch chair desk thing.
Couch chair desk thing.
Yeah. This is what happens when we kill time before the matches.
Thankfully, Pro Gamers here to save the day. And who better to save us than Hero 3-0. I feel like there's a better rhyme I could have made with that. But he is yet to lose a game here in SSL Challenge, and he's going to be going up against Beyond. And I know Beyond has a huge fan base. Of course, Hero does as well. But Beyond, very emotional, very successful, but very, kind of lately. That's my expert analysis, Brendan.
I'd have to agree with you. He's definitely looking kind of lately.
You know who's not looking is our Jin Air Bears.
They are happy all the time. They literally cannot change their emotion.
Now, I don't want to malign Beyond too much. I think it's hard to live up to his past success. You're doing things like winning GSL right into winning WCS
Teamless.
Global Finals. Like, that is an incredible achievement. And so anytime you're saying, well, you know, Beyond just isn't as good as he used to be, I'm like, okay, well, he's literally winning everything in the world. So, like,
It's hard to stay on top.
Cut him a little bit of slack. And, I mean, he is still one of the best players in the world out there, a member of the 4 Terran Horsemen of the Apocalypse. I just got to say, it's been a difficult season, I think. There was a lot of hype behind Beyond as he teamlessly defeated every Caspa player in the world and then went on to win the World Finals. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, I did the things, now what? And what happened is everybody else in the world just gets better. They learn from him, they improve. And Beyond, now it's his task to continue to improve himself. We'll see if he can take down the only undefeated player in the SSL Challenge in Hero to get into game number 1 of our final best of 3 of the night. Jamming into our game.
There's a delay before the flight.
I'm pretty
Stay
sure
tuned, everybody.
This electric guitar music is somehow going to lead into the Power Rangers theme song.
Yeah, it's kind of similar.
This is the Through the Fire and the Flames solo.
Whoa.
That's some epic guitar music, man. I never listened to our filler music, but it is badass.
Very clean. Very clean.
All right. Unlike the Mosquito, we're going to fly better fly on Jin Air into our last series of the night. Our yellow Protoss player in the bottom left-hand corner, OSC Roots Hero.
And his opponents up in the top right, the blue Terran, it's Beyond. Eating some gum.
Yum. All right. And there we go. All of our overlays popping up so you can see our... I just like splashed thorn gristle pump juice all over myself. I'm going to transform into the Incredible Hulk right here. All right, double gas on the way here for Hero. Most likely Stargate in the future. Beyond standard build so far. Going for a Reaper.
Yeah. Looks standard over on that side. And lots of gas being mined here by Hero. Might see that ever-popular Stargate play. The Cybernetics core comes down, no Nexus. And would have to make the assumption that that is what we are going to be seeing.
Another Zealot first build here for Hero. Just going to shove that into the front door and see what it can do. Kind of interesting, especially if it's going to be just a bunch of Marines. You can just run the Zealot at them, and especially if you're guarding the ramp, it works out pretty well. Command Center here for Beyond. And it doesn't look like Hero is going to be setting up for a Nexus anytime soon. Although right as I say that, he's starting to bank minerals, so should be seeing that come up here in just a second. Just kidding. It was just to build a bunch of stuff. Wow.
Yep. And there it is,
Nice
the
one,
Stargate.
Hero.
Coming out, and he is going for the probe as well. So he's going to do the build where he makes the pylons at the bottom of the ramp and follows up with the Mothership core and the Adept. And then follows up with some flying units, the Oracles.
Yeah, build one of everything that kills a bunch of Terran stuff. But with the Reaper now turning back around, it looks like Beyond is going to start to find out what's happening here. Misses the probe, but scouts it out with just the last little edge of that watchtower.
But the pylons are going to get down. That's the most important thing. This probe, it lives. And so now, with the Zealot coming on over...
I feel like you really need to kill the probe for now. Yeah, taking out that probe is going to be a big deal. Not before it puts down a second pylon.
Yeah, right next to the command center, interestingly enough. Maybe he just didn't think he could get close enough to the ramp, but you can see that he cancels that immediately. Only needs one to overcharge.
Reactive Marines are still going to be coming up, and the reactor, this is what's so cool about this spawn location, the reactor is actually far enough away where the overcharge of the pylon can't kill the reactor. So that will allow Beyond to get a lot of extra Marines out there, and that's something you can't really plan for in your build order.
Ooh, not the best control there with the Reaper. He loses it to the Adept. And out comes the first Oracle making its way across the map right now. Look at that barracks actually burning down right now. He's forced to lift it.
Now, he will save that, and I think he's just going to land it again so that it forms a little bit more of a barrier. Does get the lock on there on the Oracle, so the Oracle will go down here if he's not too careful. I mean, it's basically a tickle on air units, the lock on from that Cyclone, but the rush is over, and it's been held very well.
Yeah, not the biggest steal in the world. He does have 2 Oracles to worry about, and he's only got a Widowmine and a Cyclone. 2 Marines, not going to be the best against 2 Oracles. We'll see exactly how Hero wants to fly on in. He's going for it. There's a Widowmine. It looks like he spots it. Missile turret in the mineral line, so he's not going to risk it. Just wants to back off.
All right. Well, the big advantage here is that Hero has put on enough pressure that he has been able to expand behind it. Now, it's going to be up to Beyond to either say, hey, do I want to expand now? And it looks like that is what he's doing. But he's going to be facing off against now 3 pooled Oracles.
Yeah, it's a lot of gas specifically to go straight into that many Oracles. And I mean, he needs to get some damage done. That's definitely going to be a huge force to be reckoned with. Definitely no CC being built anytime soon.
Stops the construction of that indeed, and here comes the drop in there. Lock on onto the mothership core.
There's no pylon here. He can't overcharge anything.
Oh my, why is there no pylon by the Nexus there? You actually could take that mothership core out. Yeah, just kill it down, and there it will go down. The 3 Oracles unable to kill anything. The Medivac just picks up and boosts away.
Yeah, the only problem here is that there's a Phoenix on the chase, and he can't fly forever.
Yeah, that dropship cannot fly better fly away. He will be forced to drop everything. He's trying to control in a good way, dropping units out, delaying until that boost comes back out, but inevitably everything will die. That's a life lesson, not just a lesson about StarCraft. Except for maybe sharks. I think they have like some cartilage or like genes or whatever that make them immortal to some extent. Like their genes regenerate incredibly well. I don't know. I saw a documentary about that one time. Either way.
Shark Week, perhaps.
I don't think that's what I learned on Shark Week. I learned that America loves needless violence and watching things eat other stuff.
Yeah. Look at this. I mean, we're only 6 minutes into the game, but Hero is really far ahead in the supply. He's got Phoenixes, Oracles. That army right there, that's Bjorn's army.
Yikes.
2 Widowmines, 7 Marines, a Viking. And with that forward gateway and all those air units made by Hero, he's looking to end the game here with this follow-up push.
But Brendan, I thought it wasn't the size of your army, it's what you use, it's how you use it. Was I lied to?
Yes.
Damn it.
It's okay.
I've been told that my entire life.
There are other ways to make it work, Rapid.
That is very true.
Figure it out.
Sometimes having the bigger army just wins. And I think that's what we're about to see Hero do here. I mean, Beyond should be able to defend fairly adequately, but... oh, look, Brendan. Adepts.
Yeah. There's this fun little unit called the Adept. Doesn't matter how many air units he loses to these Widowmines. 2 Widowmines get some decent hits on the trailing Adepts, but a bunch of Oracles and Phoenixes just escorting these Adepts on in. The 2 lifts are going to come, and he's just going to pick up and run away.
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, I'm going to another map. We're going to game 2.
Nice reactor on that starport, Beyond. I don't think that's going to come in here, and the last few attacking units being microed there by the entrance to the natural, they will get picked off at long last. Beyond just staying in the game as long as he possibly can. A little bit of a fantasy GG timing there as Hero expands to the gold.
He wants to tire out Hero for game 2.
I guess that's worth. But either way, yeah, Hero just dominant victory here. Able to pick off that medevac in the middle of the map. And that will send us out of our first game with a heroic victory.
Yeah, nicely done there. I mean, that was a pretty straightforward build, right? We see that all the time in this matchup. You get the pylons down, the Zealot Adept to pressure. You go in with the Mothership Core to overcharge, take out the 2 supply depots, and then the Oracle follow-up. The problem is that Bjorn, he held it, but he didn't hold it well enough, and it was one of those, paper cut kind of things where it's like one small advantage into another, and he didn't really have much production. He was losing so much stuff, and his Nexus, or rather his natural, his command center was so late that Hero just got so far ahead.
Right. It was kind of an interesting situation for me to see how Beyond would react. Either you try to say, okay, well, I've defended, time to put up a base, or I defended, time to use my victory here to go across the map and try to pressure my opponent. And I feel like he kind of tried to do a little bit of both. He tried to put down a natural, but he was delayed and stopped from doing that. And then his dropship got picked off in the middle of the map by Phoenix that came out. So I was like, what are you trying to do here? Hero was trying to win, and win he did in dominant fashion. So that's going to be a one-game victory for him. They'll send us into what could be our last game of the night.
That was really epic the way you put that.
Our last game of the night.
Our last game of the night.
Well, it could be. Beyond is going to have to, I don't know, maybe he wrote some secret wisdom on his hands because he was kind of looking at them. It's like, hands, why don't you work faster? And if you've ever seen pictures of Beyond's hand, man, those things have been through more world wars than the entire planet.
Hey, they've worked wonders for him. So.
Indeed they have. Well, they're going to have to work a wonder here in game number 2 to even out our series as we head on into it. Abyssal Reef will be our second map.
Yeah, so here we go, up in the top left. Fly better flying, by the way. In the top left, the player that plays Protoss. It is Hero. Doing a pretty standard build. I feel like Beyond just didn't respond to it all too well. And speaking of that player, it is Beyond down here in the bottom right, the Blue Terran.
Playing for the Orange Team Expert against a very early probe. Oh no, he's gonna block the barracks from coming down there at the ramp. Forced to be built in the main. Already a little bit of a victory. And if there were a command center coming down, he'd be in time to block that as well. Now, he might come in here for a gas steal. I don't see too many of those. Usually that's only if none have been built, but could also go for that. This is the super annoying probe where you just try to do everything that you can to be an annoyance.
Yeah.
Not that probes aren't like that just generically, but the extra annoying probe.
Top 3 control by that probe, although Beyond actually had a really nice response. When he tried to go behind the mineral line, he pulled one SCV, forced him to turn, so he took an extra hit of damage.
Now coming back into the mineral line, not running through. That's how you get your units surrounded, like you saw in our second series. But yeah, continually controlling the probe very, very well. And we'll be able to keep it alive for quite a while. No Reapers coming out mean that even the command center like it. Oh, wow. Not quite being delayed as long as he would have liked, but still annoying nonetheless.
Trying to put down this barracks at the wall. Wants to make sure that no pesky units can just run on up there. And yeah, I mean, everything looking pretty standard this time around. Hero not going for the super aggressive build this time. Just playing it back a little bit more. Wanted to get that Nexus up a bit faster.
And while we've got some time to talk about this game, I just want to say this is a very cool thing that we have going on today. Basically just non-stop StarCraft. So we started in the very, very early morning with DreamHack Austin that's going on today. And then as soon as DreamHack Austin finished up, GSL started. And then GSL finished, and we had a few hours off, a little bit of a break for you guys to take a nap. And then it's time for SSL Classic. And then as soon as SSL Challenge, then as soon as SSL Challenge ends, we're going to have more DreamHack Austin.
Yeah.
So it's just an actually insane amount of StarCraft 2.
Did you ever think that the city of Austin is actually just Boston, but less bossy?
I have never had that thought. I've been to Austin.
I was just thinking about it today. You know, Austin.
These are you should go post that on /r shower thoughts, Brendan.
Yeah.
It's exactly where that belongs.
Just not on the StarCraft cast, I guess. I don't know. I thought it was relevant, you know. Austin, the city they're playing that in.
All right, damn. Hero going for a third base almost immediately. Wow. That's like one of those day 9 dailies where you like expand 1 billion times before you build an attacking unit. That's pretty much what Hero's doing right now. Going super, super macro focused, and see if it pays off. Beyond with a couple of Cyclones and quite a few Marines out. Probably won't push out with that, but if he did, Hero might be in a little bit of trouble.
Well, he's got the Oracle to help him out a little bit. And this Adept just coming on over. He wants to get some scouting information. You know, what the... Oh, wow, he's actually going to shade on in. That's going to be a bit of a mistake. We will lose that Adept eventually. Right?
No, is the Adept the greatest unit, Brendan? I think so.
That's actually going to get away with the shade. Wow. Caster Curse in effect. 3 health. I'm like, yeah, he's dead. No, he's not dead.
What
Coming
a
on
unit.
in here. Byun, he says, okay, something's weird. I'm going to try to attack him.
And this is actually going to be a really great attack. Now, Oracle's great at killing off these Marines in isolated little bits, and they will be able to pick off every single one of them. Can they take these Cyclones down? They'll finish off with the Stalkers, load up into the medevac, and they're headed into the main. Or not. Or third base, or just running away.
All right, home. Okay. He's getting some nice pick damage here. And Liberator says to follow up, so he really wants to do a number to the economy of Hero.
Void Ray out. Didn't even see that on the production menu, so my bad, guys. But great at defending against the dropship. Also will out-damage the anti-air from those Cyclones that are out there. But this Liberator coming in will be really cool to see how it's comboed in there. If it's just sent out by itself, obviously, that's it's going to be best case scenario for Hero.
Also, the Void Ray, you know, you don't need the energy from the Oracle, so it's more consistent. But more importantly, it's really damn good against Liberators. So,
yep.
Trying to siege that up, he actually just runs it in. There's one pylon, but it doesn't look like he overcharges it. Now the Oracle's flying on in.
These Oracles are working wonders for Hero's defense. He does have all 3 Nexi up and running. That Void Ray also big payoff, able to stop the Liberator and push Byun's army back.
Yeah. Disciple Void Ray with the 1 kill.
That's what you need for a promotion?
Yeah.
You need 1 kill?
Mr. Disciple Void Ray.
That's like that's the participation trophy. It's like, you did a thing. Sweet. All right, still more military out here for Byun, but this shouldn't be too long-lasting. And indeed, big fan of Mr. Void Ray, all the Hero fans out there, working very hard at keeping him with a perfect score here in SSL. 3-0 so far, 1 game away from making it 4-0, and for Byun, might go down to 2-2. Byun and Hero both, I believe, have advanced to the next round.
Yeah.
So this is, a little bit of a... this is not a match for seeding, but it will be a match for money, as they do walk away with different amounts of that prize pool based on who wins here tonight.
Hero gets a really important scout. He scouts no third base, and you can see from Byun, he's just macroing up hard on only 2 bases. He wants to really punish the third, but so far his harass really hasn't been doing much, and he's losing a lot of stuff like Cyclones, which are not easily replaceable and not going to be that good as you get further on in the game, and he's been losing them as well. They have a pretty big standing army. Blink's about to finish with +1, and I think Hero should easily be able to hold that, and you can see that Byun just goes for a third base instead.
Yeah, so Byun tried it. He figured out that Hero is going for these 3 very early bases, so he's like, all right, time to go in, try to get the damage done. And, I mean, kind of, but not really, not enough anyways, and now Hero, with a big economic advantage, is going to swing that economic hammer into creating a huge army that Byun might not be able to deal with. You can already see Hero putting out pylons out there on the map, maybe some more forward pylons to come out, and I think, yeah, Hero is setting up in what would be the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th base, I don't know, could be possible 3rd base, but either way, forward pylons being placed, Hero about to swing the hammer.
Yeah. Hero just playing really solid today. I mean, you gotta admire his choice to go for that early third base, especially on a map like Abyssal Reef. He just puts it down very confidently. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna just defend with 2 Oracles. That's enough. And it was, especially on a map this big and on a third base that you can defend decently easily. Now, we do have this push coming across the map from Byun. It is quite scary. Lots of Stim Marines upgrades. He will have +1 combat shields and Stim, it looks like, while Hero is actually getting a 4th base.
Yeah, and even if that 4th base gets canceled by all these Marines out on the map from Byun, it's just incredible value from that early expansion. Hero will still have that. Going to go ahead and drop a Widow Mine, not putting it in the mineral line, just leaving it there to maybe snipe an Oracle or 2 as they fly over.
That's really...
I haven't seen that before. That's pretty sick, but either way, Hero not so
Not so sick anymore. That's like so cheesy. That rarely will get damage done. Hero trying to defend this base. Guardian Shield is pretty good against all these Marines. But all of his Blink Stalkers are on the right side. Looks like he wants to potentially blink on under here. There is the Shade in, and there is the follow-up blink as he takes this fight. But that is so much bio he blinked into.
Yeah, it will take out that Liberator, but there's a bunch of Marauders left over. Those Stalkers are not the ones that you want to pick that fight. But with Blink, Hero does save the majority of them, pulling back into a Widowmine. Great hit, but still more macro coming out from Hero, who does still have the larger army.
He's got to be careful, though. Those reinforcements grouping on up, especially with the Liberators. But Hero actually just wants to take this fight. He says, okay, I mean, I just have enough here. I got enough of an advantage from that early economy lead. And here he comes. So Void Ray joining on in, taking out that Liberator.
Oh my god, that blink is not the blink you are looking for. Recall comes out just in the nick of time, saves a few of Hero's units, but a big overextension, and now Beyond on the counterattack.
I think this forward base is going to be really hard to defend. Lots of Blink Stalkers, so he will try to micro his heart out here. The Widowmine's just trying to dance and distract the Stalkers here. Immortal's going to be really nice for this many Marauders, as we pointed out a bunch of times that he has made. The Widowmine's finally come off cooldown here. He's sniping down one by one. Will it be enough? Beyond pushing on in, a very close fight. Those Warp-ins at the, the defensive position for Hero are really nice.
Yeah, the Immortal goes down there as well, but unfortunately, running out of Marines means that that Void Ray would have reigned supreme, so Beyond will be forced to fall back just a little bit. Now, in the meantime, Beyond has gotten his third base up. That is mining. The fourth base for Hero is not, so even bases for the time being, and of course, because Terran does have mules, that will be a way that he can get himself back up to the supply that he needs. I said Hero had the larger army earlier. That was the larger fighting army, because Beyond definitely has the larger standing one now.
Cute little drop coming on in here. He hasn't warped anything in, so he's just trying to do a bit of damage with 4 Adepts, and wonder where those shaded to. It looks like the natural, and there's not much here to defend. He's getting a lot of economic damage done to already the low SCV count of Beyond here.
Yeah, down to 40 SCVs. His army is pretty massive, but it's not all in the same place fighting together, so it really won't be that impactful. And as soon as this Warp-in finishes, I mean, Hero's just going to be right on par.
Here he's made some interesting moves in this game. It's almost like overconfidence is what it looks like, but somehow, some way, I think it's because of that early lead that he got, it's still working. This is not going to work, as well, it didn't hit the middle of those Adepts. Coming on in now, though, is Beyond. He wants to take this fight.
Oh my god, look at that stim forward. That's that hashtag value you're looking for, and Beyond just eating up Hero's army. Now, shading to the main won't be very effective. There's only a couple of mineral patches, but finally, that robotics bay from earlier kicking in with the first disruptors starting to come out on the map.
Now, Hero, a lot of his army was out across the map. He actually warped in there, so he couldn't warp in to defend, which means he loses his fourth base. As long as Beyond clicks on it, nicely done. The probes coming on in, trying to go for the fight. The disruptor shot kills more probes.
These are not the disruptor shots you're looking for. However, back in Beyond's base, an undealt with adept drop still really annoying to deal with.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of damage done there, not just in SCVs, but actually trading nicely against a bunch of army units, too. You can see there's not much reinforcement. Now, Hero, once again, he just really wants to take these fight with just Blink Stalkers and Adepts, and it looks like it's going to be enough.
Perfect micro. GG's Hero, undefeated in the SSL Challenge.
Taking a 2-0 over Beyond as well, and making it look easy. Game 1 was, Beyond a couple of mistakes. You really have to point those out. It lost him the game. He couldn't deal with the early pressure. The drop was questionable against the Stargate. Either way, coming into Game 2, Hero, very confident third base, and defends it very nicely. Beyond really struggles to find much damage. It looks like he gets some, but he had like 3 Cyclones against a bunch of Oracles, which really isn't going to work. He needed more Marines, maybe Widowmines, something like that. So, I mean, let's face it, the lock-on doesn't really do that much damage from the Cyclone. He was fighting against the bottom units, or the ground units, either way. So, I mean, You got to hand it to Hero. I think he did definitely outplay Byun in that series and does deserve the 2-0.
Now, even though Byun did lose, he is still a player that advanced to the next round. So we are going to go ahead and get an interview with Byun, which feels a little bit weird because we're interviewing a player that lost, but he still is going to have the happy smiles that will await him in the second round of the SSL Challenge, one step closer to the fast lane.
I can't wait until some players get into the fast lane. I just want it to happen.
Big fan of the fast lane.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of this hair that keeps falling down in front of my face. So,
well,
gonna be hitting up the.
It's getting to summertime in Seoul. It's very humid, and also the lights never turn off.
No. These lights actually just stay on the entire time. It's you guys have to see the sheen on our forehead. It's well, what if we just had no lights and no makeup?
Well, I need a haircut so badly that it just looks like I have a picnic tent over my forehead. So no sheen on my forehead.
No, but
I am going to get a haircut soon, so maybe then.
We can be haircut bros.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want this. We both kind of have the same haircut, so definitely don't want to keep being haircut twins.
It was like that time me and Apollo casted together and our fringe was exactly the same, but it was just in opposite directions. We're both part of a boy band. Rapid, the honorary third member.
All right, now for our interview with Byun, saying, "Hey Byun, you didn't win your games tonight, but you still made it to the next stage. How do you feel?" And Byun saying, "You know, I'm not too happy right now because I just lost, but I do understand that I already advanced to the next round, so that's still a good feeling." Whenever we get this translated, I expect you to do the oh. So asking Byun about how he felt when he qualified to the next round, he says he always knows what the odds are exactly. So when he came out, so when he win or lose, he knew he was going on to the next round. But more specifically, he said because he knew what the odds were exactly, he was really cheering for Gumiho because that was what helped him qualify for this next round.
I think he must have been talking about last week.
Right.
Because the win over Jogty doesn't really matter.
저도 강아지 키우거든요.
Now Byun says that he has a puppy, and it looks like Byun brought his puppy with him. Oh my
yes.
gosh! It's the puppy. Oh, it's so cute. There's a puppy on our SSL stream.
Puppy's like, what is going on here?
This is the greatest day of my life. I get to commentate a puppy.
Len is the name, or Ren.
I think I remember seeing it spelled. It's a very complicated spelling, but sometimes the puppy hides or cries, but he's okay when he's standing there with Byun. Oh my god! There's a puppy on our stream.
This is the puppy stream now.
We're gonna be filming animals with a wide-angle lens any minute now, guys. That's going to be what StarCraft 2 is heading towards. I like this direction that we're traveling to. We have +1 dogs on our stream.
What if every player had to have a mascot? They get to choose some kind of pet that has
every
to be
day.
in the
It's like a wacky new pet.
Yeah.
It's just like IRL Pokemon. They have to have their Patronuses with them or something. I don't know.
Somebody brings in a bird that flies around the booths.
So, getting back on track, Byun, how are you approaching? No, we're not getting back on track.
How do you get
I'm just
back on
talking
track
about
with
the
this
puppy
puppy?
right now. I mean, this interview is cool and everything, but
That was kind of scary.
he's so fuzzy.
SSL, we have one match a week, and I wanted to improve my consistency. So recently I moved closer to Gangnam so that I can stay in good form, and he wants to keep moving up in the future rounds. He wants to get into the fast lane, basically.
I mean, who doesn't want to be in the fast lane? I just want to be in the fast lane with a puppy. Can you imagine if we got to cast with puppies?
That would be great.
Oh my goodness. So,
아니면 저희 그
Beyond
저희
saying
스파이스
that
팀.
he needs
오작교
somebody
씨.
to watch over
오작교
Ren
씨.
when he's playing.
Oh, yeah.
That's why he brought
No, don't give it to the
her
Korean
to
cast.
the,
Just give it to
uh,
us.
Yeah, I fully volunteer to watch over Beyond's puppy while we're casting.
We can, instead of burning time, we'll just play with the puppy. Without mics, we'll just like...
Yeah,
like,
no,
It'll be just puppy stream in
We're
between the games, and then when the games start, we'll put the mics back on and start talking about
No
it.
way, man. I'm just going to keep playing with the puppy. You guys, you're just going to have to watch the games on autopilot while we play with the cute little puppies.
솔직히 이사 준비하느라 연습 제대로 잘 못했어요.
Today is actually the greatest day. We have StarCraft all day long. We've started to incorporate puppies in our broadcast. Oh my goodness. So Beyond is this message to the fans saying, I know I lost today, but I'm glad that I still advanced. So I still have big plans for the second round.
예, 갈 길 가셔도 될 것 같습니다.
렌
너무
퇴근해.
감사합니다.
No, don't put the puppy away.
만나자.
Aww. Now
Puppy's
Ren's
like,
going
no,
out.
I'm not getting in that cage.
No, he has to chase the puppy into the cage.
안
Aww.
들어간대. 자, 억지로. 아니죠.
The puppy
It's
doesn't
so
want to
sad.
go home. No.
아니 데리고 나가.
He really doesn't wanna go home.
바지가 선생님 여기서 이러시면 안 돼요. 예.
He's so fluffy, I'm gonna die.
스트레스.
Caster. Yeah, he's like, okay, this isn't happening on stream.
퇴근해.
I'm not going to be known as the guy that stuffs the puppy into the cage.
Well, if he wants to bring the puppy downstairs, I would be totally okay with that, Brendan.
네, 결과.
Yes, me too.
PD도
The best day of
Can he just like
StarCraft,
come run
guys.
over here with the puppy? That would be great.
All right, today's results, the puppy beats everyone because who cares, puppies are awesome. But also, Classic with a win over Bunny, Jakchi taking out Gumiho in a 2-1, big surprise and great games. And possibly the biggest series of the night there was Ryung taking out TY 2-0. Of course, our final game with a victory of Hero over Beyond. And that will show us exactly which players will be making it on to the next round of the SSL Challenge. Classic, Ryung, and TY make it out of Group A, and out of Group number 2, Hero, Beyond, and Deer.
And I have to say, the punching bag of Stage 2, I think, will be Deer. He had some really weak games against Jakchi and just overall didn't impress me in the first stage. So compared to all the other players right now, I'd have to say that he is going to have the most trouble here in the second
I just want to
stage.
see if anybody can take out Hero before we get to stage number 2. And our next games will, of course, be next Saturday here at 10 p.m. KST, which is actually a pretty good time if you're waking up in North America. You'll start off your Sunday morning with some StarCraft.
Well, your Saturday morning.
Yeah, Saturday. I forget
Yeah,
which way
don't
the
get that
days
wrong.
go. But yeah, Hero, Ryung, Beyond, Classic, Deer, and TY. And of course, the SSL, being the most awesome, does have quite a bit more StarCraft coming your way. With SSL Premiere with Brendan and Wolf on Monday, and then I'll be back with Wolf on Thursday for the SSL Classic. Brood War is back. And we've got super sick games, starting things out with my favorite game of that night, Soulkey versus Effort. So that is going to be super sick. But let's talk a little bit about Premiere because that is what's coming up
Innovation
next.
Bill hype.
Oh my god, that is going to be so sick. And then right after that, Alive is looking...
So gross.
It's disgusting. I mean, this is like bubonic plague levels of sick, Brendan. We're just
I can smell that match from here.
I'm so
it's
glad-
2 days away.
so glad the camera wasn't on us when I was making those gross noises. That was the least attractive thing, and
Sorry for that, guys.
this is all about looking super cool as commentators.
Where is
yeah.
the Bioppi?
I saw Beyond
Where'd
actually
it
walking
go?
over there. Sorry, guys. We know you're out there, but also the puppy's right here. So we have to make sure that we, like good observers, are just watching the puppy at all times.
Oh, I see it. It's over there.
Oh my god, there's a puppy over there. Bye,
No.
puppy.
Oh, it's going away.
Goodbye, puppy. I'm sure he misses me, Brendan, right?
He does, yeah.
Right? Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what you got to believe.
Well, guys, the puppy has left the building, and now so must we.
You know what
Not
that
because we
means.
have to close out the show, but because I have to go chase the puppy. So while I am out there harassing Beyond about his super cute little puppy, make sure to get out there, tell your friends about the SSL, and tune back in again on Monday for the SSL premiere.
Yeah. So that's going to do it. See you guys next time.